everybody, welcome to the start of a new reading vlog. I didn't do one last week, but I'm now back again with more reading vlog material. And yeah, as always, I think it would be a good start to tell you what I'm currently reading. So as for my physical book, I'm still reading The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I have been reading this for a while now, but I did finish 2 books in between, so it's not like I've been reading this non-stop over the past 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm currently I believe I was around page 300, like 305, so I'm about halfway through, I would say. So I'm making progress with it. And again, I think, well, again, I believe I said that in my last reading vlog, but now that I'm really into the story, I'm getting through it so much more easily than I thought beforehand. And I'm still really enjoying this. Like, it's just, this book is of such good quality. It's so well written, the characters are interesting, the story is epic, and again, I don't think everyone would love it, but like a lot of people do, because this is a very popular book. But I feel like even if you don't like it, the quality of the book is still just, I don't know, it's good. And I really love the story. I love this fantasy world and all the characters and what's happening, and I cannot wait for the entire series and how everything is going to end. But that is of course still a lot, because this one is big and then the other 2 books are also very big. So my goal originally was to finish this in November, but of course that didn't happen because we're now in December. But I'm going to finish it before the year's over. That's going to happen. Pretty sure about it. And yeah, that's so exciting because I'm finally going to finish it. And then of course, as always, also an audiobook. Let me grab it. I'm listening to the audiobook of Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. So I've had this book on my TBR for such a while. And I'm finally, you know, sort of reading it while listening to it. And I have to say, at first I didn't think this was like the book for me, but now I'm farther into it. I think it's actually sort of interesting. I still don't think it's 100% my thing, but I do like how clever it is, and it's this fantasy story, and there's this under London, and you know, it's also a lot about London, so that's nice. And I'm, yeah, I don't know, how far am I? I believe also halfway through 213. So yeah, I'm listening to this and I really want to finish it this week. So that's it for my reading right now. And apart from that, this week is not really a special one. It's the first week of December, so that's nice. I want to decorate my room a bit more for Christmas. I also want to hopefully sort out my clothing, because that really needs to happen. I also ordered a lot of new stuff, new clothes, to hopefully have new things. I don't know, I still have to see if I'm going to like them. And now I'm going to edit some videos, because I filmed a little bit this morning, or like 2 videos. So I'm going to edit them, and then yeah, that's sort of my plan for right now. Hey, it is now Wednesday. I didn't film anything else yesterday. I think you can really tell I need to get back into the hang of reading vlogging. But look, I have my tiny Christmas tree again. I decorated my room a bit for Christmas. It's now a mess, but I will give you a Christmassy overview of my room later on. I'm really happy with the lights around my bookshelves. They look so cute and so pretty. And then tomorrow we're going to decorate downstairs, and we're going to put up the Christmas tree. And we have an artificial Christmas tree. And I used to think that if you have an artificial Christmas tree, you don't have a real Christmas tree, like you need to have a real tree. But now I'm completely convinced, because our artificial tree is actually really pretty. I mean, granted, it was an expensive one. I feel like if you have a cheap, or I mean, it doesn't really matter the price, but I believe you have some artificial trees that just don't look very nice, but ours looks like it's just real, and it's actually just really useful and really convenient, and it looks so pretty, and we don't have the mess everywhere from having a real tree. So, you know, I'm actually completely convinced, and that's my, I don't know if it's controversial, but that's my yeah, Christmas opinion of the day. But that's tomorrow. I'm going to decorate it with my mother, and I always love decorating our tree. We have like a golden reddish theme, that's like our Christmas tree theme. And we also have like a wooden Christmas tree that we place near our TV. That's also really pretty. So yeah, I will give you an overview of that as well once everything stands. So pretty, and all the lights, and I love Christmas decorations so much. I'm always so sad that we can only keep it for a couple of weeks, because I think it makes everything look so much more cozier, and I really love it. And yeah, I again love this time of the year. Such a Christmas person. I feel like a lot of people are very into Christmas. And I'm no exception. I really love it. I've also already ordered some Christmas presents. So that's also really exciting. And yeah, I really love shopping presents for people. And yeah, it's just, I really love this time of the year again. And I do love searching out presents, you know, and wrapping them real nicely. We have gorgeous wrapping paper. I think that's enough now for me gushing over Christmas. Let me give you a reading update. For The Final Empire, I can be short but sweet. I didn't read anything else from it in the past 24 hours. Because I actually started reading a book. And it is a Dutch book by a Dutch author. So, you know, it's not going to be interesting for everybody. But I started to read a book on my e-reader. En it's called Maar je ziet er helemaal niet autistisch uit by Bianca Toeps. And that means But You Don't Look Autistic at All. And it's about a girl. It's written by a girl who is autistic. And it's a non-fiction book. And it's all about her telling how she deals with that. And what being autistic actually is. And her experiences. And it's really funny. And I think I really love the writing style. It's like such a fun, easy writing style. And also it's really informative, you know, how her mind works and everything. Yeah, it's really informative, and I love to read a bit of non-fiction every once in a while. I don't do that enough, so I sort of fell down in the rabbit hole with that book. Also because it's Dutch, because when a book is Dutch I can read it almost instantly. I'm already, I believe it was around 40% in, and I only read last night, so I'm going to finish that tonight, I'm pretty sure. And then also another book that I actually already finished is Nevernight by Neil Gaiman. And yeah, I've listened to a lot of it over the past day, and yeah, overall I think I'm going to give it 3 stars because once I got into the story I actually quite liked it. And I think it was, again, as I mentioned before, quite clever, and I loved the whimsical atmosphere of it and the adventure within the story. And I think it's a very good fantasy story, but also at some points I don't think it was completely my sort of thing, but now I actually do think it's my sort of thing. But maybe the audiobook wasn't the best way for me to experience it. So I'm a bit torn between it, because I think it's a good book, but I didn't fully enjoy it, I think, to its fullest potential, if that makes sense. So I gave it 3 stars. I think it's quite a good and interesting book, but maybe just not my personal favorite somehow. It's, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know what to say about it. And I also haven't picked up another audiobook yet. But I have a couple in my audiobook library at the moment, so let's just see what I'm going to read next. But reading overall is still going really great, and I'm happy with that, because I just love being in the best reading mood ever, and I hope it will continue until Christmas, because reading during Christmas is just the best thing ever. Did I mention that I love Christmas? I'm already organizing Christmas Day with my mother. We're all over the groceries and the layout on the table and the color scheme. Well, not really the color scheme, because we're not that fancy with Christmas, but you know, we do have a nice tablecloth, if that makes sense. Our Christmas is always a bit of a casual Christmas, but also festive. With us, it's like you can dress up if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just wear whatever you want. I mean, I don't think my parents would appreciate it if I came downstairs in my pajamas or anything, but overall it's we do things with Christmas because we want to, and we're very much against, you know, doing things because you feel obligated. And we love a relaxed, casual, happy Christmas with each other. And I mean, that sounds like not everybody loves that. I'm sure everybody loves that, and I'm sure everybody tries to have the Christmas that they want, but of course not everybody can. You know, I'm also sure there are people who have obligations during Christmas that they don't really look forward to. But my parents are always really about that you really want to come during Christmas Day, you know, actually want to be there. They're not going to make you if you don't want to. So, you know, it's about that it's truly a relaxed and fun and happy day. And I just love our way of celebrating Christmas so much. I'm so attached to it, you know. I cannot imagine celebrating Christmas any other way, because I just love the way I grew up with. And you know, now that I'm talking about it, what we do with Christmas is we don't do anything on Christmas Eve apart from, you know, just watching a movie or, you know, being all cozy in your pajamas and everything. And then on Christmas morning we have a nice breakfast, you know, we with bread rolls and croissants and everything. And during the breakfast we give each other presents, so we all have presents for each other. just our family. So like my parents, me, my brother and sister. And I believe maybe my sister's boyfriend is going to be there. Not sure, but yeah, that's the morning. We do presents and we always get really spoiled. During Christmas we get so many amazing presents. So yeah, I really love that bit because I love giving, but I also love getting nice presents, you know. I mean, who doesn't love getting nice presents? And then after that it's a couple of hours of you know, just, you know, getting ready, relaxed. We don't really start until around 4 in the afternoon, so it's getting ready. And what do we do for Christmas dinner? So at 4 family comes over. And then for Christmas dinner we do something that is called gourmetten, which is sort of like having a grill on the table. And then we have all sorts of different sorts of meats cut in tiny pieces, and vegetables and potato slices. So all different sorts of things in tiny pieces. And then you can grill your own stuff on the table grill. So it's sort of like nobody has to stress out about cooking because you do your own cooking. If you want to see what it looks like, Brit did it in her in a vlog of hers, so I will leave a link to that down below because she did it, so you can see what it looks like. I believe some countries also have it and they call it raclette, I think. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but that's sort of the idea. So that's what we do during Christmas, but we're always like, we're going full out with all the things that we buy for the gourmet. So we actually buy a lot of meat, but also like game meat. So we had kangaroo once, and we have pigeon, and we have ostrich, and we have deer and duck and all that sorts of like all sorts of weird meat. And then of course during the day I help my mother prepare everything, so we cut everything up and have different sauces. We make different sauces, and you know, mushrooms need to be cut and other sorts of vegetables. So that's what we do during Christmas, and I love it because, you know, my mother doesn't need to stress out with cooking the entire day, because all we need to do is prepare and cut everything up, and then everybody can make their own dinner. And it's always, I don't know, it feels so comfortable because I really love it. I don't know why, but if you make it yourself at the table, it somehow always tastes differently than when it's like a meal that is cooked for you. I don't know, it just tastes like Christmas for me. I really love it. And then we just take our time, and because you grill everything yourself in tiny bits at a time, you can just, you know, have a relaxed dinner and make it yourself and chat. And that's just, oh, I love it so much. I'm already so much looking forward to it. We always have way too much food. So we always eat again the day after that, all the leftovers, which is basically just an entire Christmas dinner again. So yeah, that is what we do during Christmas, and I just love it so much. It's always one of the best days of the year. I think I've talked enough now, especially about Christmas. But yeah, that's what we're going to do this year. I think now I'm going to go for a walk because today it is so cold, but that's just perfect to go for a walk, and it's like nice and bright and sunny and so crisp. So that's what's going to happen now. It is now Saturday again. I didn't film anything for like 2 days or so. I haven't been great with filming this week for this reading vlog, but I'm here again. And yeah, I'm also wearing my glasses. I don't wear my glasses that often when I'm filming, not really like on purpose or anything, but I usually wear them at night. You know, therefore, I don't know the right word in English anymore, but like for when you can't see from afar. So I usually don't wear them with filming and reading, but yeah, today I felt like wearing my glasses apparently. And yeah, it's already night. I do have a lot of reading updates to give you guys. First of all, I finished the Dutch book about autism and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a very interesting book and very well written. It's so interesting to read about autism from the perspective of someone who actually has it. And yeah, it was funny, it was witty, it was interesting and very captivating. The only slight complaint that I have is that sometimes, or like all the times, the chapters felt a bit short, and it felt like they stopped quite abruptly whilst I was still really full into the chapter, and then suddenly it was over and we were on to the next chapter. So yeah, that's the only thing that I maybe didn't like that much about it. But yeah, I finished it really quickly because it's a Dutch book and also it's not a very long one. But yeah, I really enjoyed to read that, which means that I'm now back to reading The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I've actually read quite a bit of it yesterday. I'm now at page 433. I'm enjoying this book so much. Like, it is insanely good. I can understand why this is one of the most beloved book series ever, especially like now that I'm you know, more into it. Or now, like, that's not exactly what I mean, because I was also into it at the beginning, but I feel like the story is really taking off now, and it's action packed at times, but it's also emotional, and I love all the characters, and I love the world building so much, and the story is so epic and adventurous and interesting, and yeah, it's just an amazing book. I really love it. So yeah, I'm going to finish this one hopefully soon. I don't know. Also, I'm so excited now for the second book, because I've heard that the second book of the Mistborn series is the best, and like one of the best second books in a book series ever. And oh, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. And I'm so happy that the entire series is already out, the entire trilogy, because if I finish this and I had to wait to see what's going to happen next, I would be so disappointed and so heartbroken, because the entire time I'm just dying to find out what's going to happen next, how this story is going to go, what's going to happen and everything, and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of The Final Empire. I don't know why it took me so long to read it. Well, I do know why it took me so long to read it, because I was intimidated by the size and, you know, it being a big fantasy book. But now I'm into it and I'm loving it so much, and it's just, this is going to be a 5-star read. I'm already sure of it. Then for the audiobook that I'm now listening to, I'm listening to The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. And this is my physical copy, but I'm listening to the audiobook right now, because this is my second favorite book of Kristen Hanna. The Nightingale is my favorite, but The Great Alone is also amazing, and I believe this is also her most recent book. And this one is about a girl who moves with her family to Alaska in the 1970s, and it's all about, you know, living the very you know, primitive life in Alaska, and her family and her dad being very traumatized from fighting in the war in Vietnam. So yeah, that's sort of the general idea of it. So I've read it before, and now listening to the audiobook, because yeah, it's one of my favorites, and I'm really enjoying listening to the audiobook. This book is so, you know, emotional and dramatic, but I do love the atmosphere of the, you know, Alaskan surroundings. That's really well done. You really feel like you're there, and it's so interesting to read about, and it sounds so beautiful, you know, to live there, although it does sound very heavy and intense and not something I could do. You know, the primitive life where you have to hunt and, you know, live without electricity or water, or not without water, but without water plumbing. So I'm listening to that right now, and yeah, really enjoying it. My reading mood is still amazing, and yeah, that's again all I really have to say for right now. You're still getting a sort of overview of all the Christmas decorations. I just don't really feel like doing it right now, but that's going to be there. So yeah, I will speak to you again soon, hopefully. Yeah, I finished The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, and yeah, what can I say? This book was insane and it was so good and I loved it so much. Like, this is definitely one of my new all-time favorite books. I loved the sort of, you know, it's such an epic adventure. It's such a roller coaster ride. I loved it so much. It was so, I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it, but I really enjoyed it. The last part of the book was a bit different from what I had expected, but I did really like it. And yeah, I already cannot wait to read the second book in this series. I'm so happy that the entire trilogy is out now, that it's already out. So I don't have to wait, you know, for a new book or anything. I almost want to pick up the second book right now, but I think it's probably more wise to leave like a week or two between the two to sort of recover from the first book. And also I just really want to read a maybe, I don't know, a more simple book now, or you know, another book that has been very high on my TBR. I think it's probably wiser to sort of let my mind recover from this insanely epic book and then read the second one. I think I'm going to read the second one during the week of Christmas. I think that is a perfect read for, you know, when you're off of school and work and everything, and it's just a holiday and it's relaxing. So I think I'm going to read it very soon, because now that I've started it, I really want to finish the trilogy, you know, sometime soon. I don't want to wait another year to pick up the next book. And yeah, I don't really know which book I'm going to read next. As I said, I do really want to read maybe a more easy book, not like a high fantasy, but then I also really want to read The Queen of Nothing, and I have another of like fantasy books that I still really need to read. So it's a lot of fantasy this time of the year, and I do want to read it, but I also sometimes think that it's nice to, you know, sort of switch up the genres, because otherwise I'm afraid I will get in a reading slump or something. So I'm really not sure. I really need more easy reads on my TBR, because I tend to buy all these, you know, big book series with fantasy or like historical fiction books that are all about, you know, heavy events of the past, like wars and everything. So I feel like I need some more easy books, you know, some more fun, or not even fun, but just easier, you know? I don't know. I've just done a video on easy read book recommendations, but I've already read all those books, so I need more of those recommendations myself. Yeah, it's a whole thing apparently. I'm really thinking about which book to read next, which is hard because I basically want to read them all. That's like my eternal struggle. I can never choose which book to read next, but that's something I'm going to think about today. Then I'm also still listening to The Great Alone on audiobook, but I've also almost finished that one. I think I'll finish that one today. Which is just, it's a really good audiobook, and I really love the book again. And yeah, I don't really have anything new to say about that book, because of course I've already read it, so I already know the story. So hopefully I can finish that one as well, and then I've actually finished 3 books in this reading vlog, so that's nice. 3 books in 1 week. I'm pretty proud of myself. I really hope I can keep this reading momentum, this reading pace going throughout December. But yeah, let's just see. I just really love this time of year, in case you haven't noticed, in case I haven't talked about it enough. And then now I'm going to school. I'm going to work at the university library again. So yeah, that's nothing really new or special. It does look like it's going to rain a lot today, so I probably have to bring an umbrella. Yeah, it's just, you know, these last few weeks before Christmas are always a bit busy, but somehow I also feel, I don't know, more relaxed and more in control of everything, because everything is going well as can be expected. So I mean, I'm happy with how everything is going. Yeah, so, you know, I feel good. So that's also something that can be said every once in a while. I just feel good and I feel happy and relaxed. And yeah, now I'm going to work on school some more and to work in the library. And then also I really need to, you know, decide which book I'm going to read next. So a lot of important decisions today, apparently. But yeah, again, I will speak to you soon, hopefully. I think it's now time to wrap up this reading vlog. It's now Tuesday, and yeah, I can give you one final reading update, because I finished The Great Alone by Kristin Hannah yesterday. And again, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because I just love that story, and it's so beautifully written, and I really love the audiobook. So yeah, great to be rereading that, and I still enjoyed it the second time around. And I did pick a new audiobook, and I did pick a new physical book, or like not a physical book, it's actually an ebook, but I'm not going to tell you yet which ones I'm reading now, because I'm going to save that for my next reading vlog. So, you know, a little clip cliffhanger at the end of this vlog. I'm sure you all are dying to know what I'm reading next. But you know, if you really want to know, you can always follow me on Goodreads because I keep it up there as well. But yeah, this is the end of this reading vlog. And I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, maybe go subscribe or give it a thumbs up. Because as always, I would really appreciate that. And hopefully I will see you again very soon in my next video. Bye!